Good evening, Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Updated Precious. Another day to give an update of things that happen for inside Nigeria. And as usual, it always sweet my belly to bring on an update of all of this matter them and more. Welcome to another day to talk about Nigeria and the things and what they happen for inside Nigeria. I know I've not been able to do the messages I should do to you guys, my regular messages for those whom I do messages to. Please forgive me. That's I'm sure you already know the excuse, but I'll try to do that while in the midst of this conversation. All right, so welcome to the show. So this now day three after day three, yeah, that threat happened on Saturday. Yesterday was day one. Today now day two. So this now day two of the threat after the president of the United States, Donald Trump, threatened to invade Nigeria, perhaps come to rescue Nigerian Christians, basically speaking it as it is. And Nigerians don't their own helter skelter, our political class, they worried. Even at that, at some point, disturb some things because some people, where they come, say they come, people, where they do their things, say they do their things. Why people, where they also issue threats, they issue threats. People, where they talk, say they will defend themselves, they defend themselves. But then what is the body language in neighboring countries? Because countries like Niger Republic, a bit Chad, don't go ahead to close their borders with us because it be like say they know just one wahala at all. If you remember, because it is a country controlled already by okay, yeah. So that has happened, and a lot of people are saying, what's the implication? Are people already alienating themselves from us, or is there more to this? That's the question maybe say people they ask. Well, now wait to make I invite a security expert for inside the house. Make we even experiment or perhaps look at everything we get to do with this threat by Oga Donald Trump and waiting be the implication and waiting will happen if at the end of the day this threat they pulled out. And if they not pull out the threat, waiting will be the implication. But before I let you in on who my guest is, as it is our tradition, make no audio, no audio. Are you serious? No audio? You can't hear me? No audio? Why can't you hear me? I was audible just a second ago. Why can't you hear me? My mic is working. Please let me be sure if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh dear, I would have to use the other device and quickly check through if I can be heard or not. Sincere apologies, please. I'm wondering why is this happening?
Do you keep deleting slot games one after another? Well, here is one game that you won't want to delete.
Okay, sincere apologies, please. I need to be sure of what is going on. I would have to. Hey, my audio is out now. I can hear myself. I can be heard or not. I can be heard now. Why are you scaring me? Why are you scaring me? Why don't you? All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Tracy. How have you been? It's been a long time, Tracy. Thank you, thank you so much. So, as it is a tradition, make I quickly run through some of the things and what happen for inside Nigeria today, and then we'll go straight to invite our guests and we will begin look at all of the things that happen for Nigeria. So, moving on, Chad abandons Tinubu, closes border with Nigeria as Islamic terrorists plot to flee hideouts over fear of military action by Trump. Is that the correct thing? We'll let you in on that. Tinubu's US trip aborted to attend G20 meeting in South Africa, discussed with Trump. That one said D. But other sources get other things to say because first of all, we heard that he was supposed to meet J.D. Vance, that is the vice president to Trump, and not Trump himself. And then again, we heard that none of them agreed to meet up. No, like that conspiracy theorists have been a true, we don't know. Lawyer Dele Farotimi to Trump dragged come with guns blazing. Now waiting Farotimi they tell say all those people where they terrorize us, the way they sponsored them, drag them to court. Pastor De Farasi questions Trump's sudden love for Christians in Nigeria. And then Ribadu meets security chiefs over what you get to know. Oba of Lagos blames sycophancy, indiscipline, and greed for Nigeria's woes. Slams Somolu for displacing residents from ancestral homes. Is there trouble in paradise? Trump, secure our country. We can't be disgraced. Sheikh Husani tells Tinubu. Oh, yeah, secure also, Tinubu. Tinubu must get approval from, Trump must get approval from Tinubu before U.S. military action. Presidency, and I talk that one, and Daniel Boyle and I talk that one on behalf of the presidency. Now we hear that police has declared Shore wanted. Over what? You get to know. In the midst of all of this, people where they decamp because Governor Doye Diri today formally joins the APC amid pomp and pageantry. If you see the occasion, televised live on television, I'll be broadcast live on television. Security shuts down PDP Secretariat, Legacy House amid escalating tensions because as it happened for this side, it happened for the other side. Yeah. In fact, as a matter of fact, protest rocks PDP National Secretariat as Wiki-led faction takes over. Terrorist attack in Kano. Soldiers kill 19 bandits, lose 2 gallant officers. Well, this no matter of things, and we'll be so good to talk. All of this and more, by the way, now be so good to talk about this evening. And joining us in the studio now, the former Deputy Director, Department of State Services, DSS, Oga Dennis Amakre. Thank you so immensely for joining me this evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and sincere apologies for taking your time. I appreciate you.
Thank
so
you
much.
for having me.
Thank you, sir. Before we go to the responses where they happen, say plenty responses the way we will take. But first of all, what will be the implication of this designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern to Nigeria in terms of security, as person we sabi for security? What will be the implication for us? Because a lot of people won't know, and how that implication used to make Nigerian government the panic, if now waiting to make them panic.
That designation has been on. We've had it before with Trump when he first came to presidency the first time. Then President Biden removed it, and now he has come back again and he has put it back on for us. But one important thing to note is the first time when he put it on, he also allowed us to buy some arms from the United States. And it is something that we have to realize there are many countries on that list, that country of particular concern. The US feels that they are the world police state. So they look at countries as a world policeman. And any country that do certain things, especially when it comes to the case of terrorism, human rights, they get interested, and there are other notable countries like Saudi Arabia on that list. Even China is on that list. But remember, just last week, Chinese president and Trump were shaking hands in Beijing. So
it's not a big deal after all.
Well, it is not something that you need to seriously worry about. His politics. I don't think Trump will just come because of the kind of person he is. That's why many people are worried, because he goes out to do certain things without the approval of their Congress. He has been bombing Venezuelans on the high sea without, just go ahead and bomb them. He went into Iran and bombed their nuclear facility, without any permission. So he believes strongly that he's the king and is the king of the world, or is the president of the world. And last week here in the United States, we had
so in the behave like senior prefects.
Serious headmaster self, So last week there was a big demonstration, protest in the United States, in most of the major cities. No king protest. They said they don't want king. This is a democracy. But the guy, they behave like king because that's what he wants to do. So, we have to just watch him. He said he cannot, on a normal day, he cannot just come in there and start doing anything, But you never understand. Now, with what he's saying, the Nigerian government, I think the first time some government official, in fact, the Senate president was coming out to say, oh, this is not the killing of Christians. IPOB was killing people in the East, not be Christians with that. They are Christian killing Christians. So, but he's taking it very lightly. This particular case is a wake-up call for Nigeria. We have to really wake up and look at it because, You know, it has come to so many places. And even Canada has joined. I don't know if you know that. Yes.
I was just going to tell you now that Canada has joined. And by the way, the EU Parliament too, don't they talk about them? So
yes,
it's
Canada
not just
has
like,
joined.
yes, Canada has joined. The EU Parliament is also in it. I know the EU
yes.
comprises a lot of countries, not just one country.
This is what security experts have been saying in Nigeria. You know, these killings have to stop. The killings have to stop. I don't care whether they are Christians or Muslims or anything. The killing have to stop. The kidnapping has to stop. You know, they do that. They kidnap people. If you don't pay, they kill you. And then, of course, when they release some people after paying ransom, government will go and make some political statements. And then it won't happen again. It won't happen again. Then another day again, it will start all over again. So please, I am happy in a way that this is happening so that everybody will wake up. Our own government has woken up. You can see that the president itself is planning to go to America.
But that trip is not happening anymore, by the way. I
No,
don't
it's
know
not
why.
because there
For
is a
one breath, we hear say Donald Trump no one see him. The other breath, we hear say we hear say vice president since say make he see him. Then later we now heard that there's a G20 summit.
There's a lot of stories going around. The reason why the president is not going again is because the G20 meeting is going to hold in South Africa, and most likely Trump will be there. So he decided to cancel that US trip and go to South Africa instead. You know, but what I have to say is that they have to be very, very careful when engaging the Americans, because you must have your facts. They have a lot of facts about Nigeria. They know. They have sent congressional committees to come to Nigeria about 3 times. So they know. Telling them that, oh, na IPOB, they kill themselves. That's not going to cut it, because they know more than what we think.
No, sir. Are you saying that the United States may have convincing evidence that indeed Christians are systematically, even if not openly, but systematically killed?
It is not a systematical thing, but it's a continuous thing that has happened.
You're also of the opinion that Christians are being killed?
Oh, yeah. You are a Nigerian, don't you know?
You know why I'm saying this is because government has been saying vehemently, no. I'm a Nigerian. I know what's I know, and what's like you see. But government, you know, say we will talk within our government talk, that they be the newsmakers. So government don't be talking consistently. Say both Christians and Muslims they die. In fact, yesterday, Bashir Ahmed bring out a report of about 17 attacks for mosque for Nigeria to show say not only Christians they die, say Northerners too they die, and Muslims too they die.
The narrative is not very clear. The narrative is that they are killing Christians. In fact, they call it genocide, okay? But there is no genocide against Christians. But Christians have been systematically killed over the years.
So if Christians are killed in their numbers, why can it not be called a genocide? I'm sorry.
What is a genocide? A genocide is to eliminate a whole set of people.
I am coming. The reason I asked that question is that, sir, sorry. The reason I asked that question is that if Christians in Plateau State and Benue State, for instance, those states are killed and their communities taking over and renamed by a particular group of people who are not Christians, what do you call that if it's not genocide?
Well, I don't know about the taking over and renaming.
There are communities today that are renamed by Fulanis. Now, you know, from my mouth, different people don't come out, come. So if that is a thing, then why can't it be called a genocide?
Well, maybe they will call it genocide, but what we are referring to, I'm talking about the ones that I saw, you know, where people were killed and mass burial taking place. You know, they put them more than 50 or something like that and just bury them in a big
there is a particular grave of 500 people in one grave.
Something like that, okay? And then, of course, we have Muslims also killed because these guys are mad. And so Muslims and Christians are being killed, but maybe more Christians, okay? But when these things happen, we are worried that the government is playing kids' glove with them. Okay, kids' glove with them. In Benue and Plateau State, they are doing it. They know where they are, but what is happening? Are they going to really deal with these people or not? They don't even worry about it. In Boko Haram, they are killing people, both Christians and Muslims, and then they come out and say, I surrender. Then you take them in and say, oh, they are de-radicalized. They are going to de-radicalize them. Sometimes they de-radicalize them, give them food, give them uniform, and then they go back to Boko Haram, you know. So you find out that this thing is like a ping pong. They are just playing with it. There are people in Kaduna, Zamfara State, the people they call bandits. And we know that the bandits were brought into Nigeria. They are foreigners, you know, and they were brought into Nigeria. And in fact, it's an open secret. Many people have talked about it. You know, even the governor of Kaduna State before, Rufai, knows much about it. He's talked about it, you know. So we know all these things, but why don't we get them out of the country? Instead, you hear people coming around, oh, let us talk to them like we talk to Niger Delta militants. Why don't we have dialogue with them and give them amnesty and stuff? They are foreigners. They came into the country and they cannot be made citizens automatically, you know. So these are the issues, and we have to put it in perspective because this is a problem that has been going on, and it is sad that a foreign country is what, you know, is saw it and came, and now it is triggering all of us, you know, to do the right thing.
Now, in trying to let us do the right thing, a lot of people they worried about the manner at which Trump used make the statements, especially when they talk about, say, their command their people, their Department of War to jump in immediately, and the Department of War also responds, saying they're ready to
Yes.
do what they're supposed to do and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, let me ask this question because people are wondering. Why do you think that immediately we started getting responses? Because I get a lot of responses I go play for you. Responses, especially from northern political elites or northern elites, both traditional elites. In fact, somebody like Bashir Ahmed went as far as saying that because they mentioned that they will stop them from using from Sharia law, they will stop Sharia law, they will stop this, that they cannot stop what is Nigeria's constitution and all that, that they will defend themselves. Why do you think the North is panicking or a group of people are panicking if Trump is coming to help us stop the killings of both Christians and Muslims who we are? It's obvious that we're all dying. So why should it be a problem? I'm sorry. But
because
a lot of people don't understand.
the problem that brought us to this point has been continuing, you know, and the people that are perpetrating this problem will not want to leave it alone because they see that it is their right, you know, to continue the situation where you kill people or take their land or just kill people, kidnap people, collect money, and do all kinds of things with impunity. So many people are going to resist it. But Trump is coming to fight you and you resist it. I think anybody who is saying that is an ignorant person because they don't know. They don't know the superpowers, the power of a superpower. Let them look at Gaza, then they will know what it means. You know, they will not even see American soldiers, and their place will be leveled. And let me tell you something, they know exactly where these bandits are because they have satellite imaging and they know exactly where those guys are because they have a lot of information. Many people believe that, somebody reported or something. No, they have a lot of intelligence about what is going on. And I think our Nigerian security agencies also know that, you know. So this kind of situation cannot be solved with confrontation. It will be solved with conciliation. You know, even I think the president, that's his own position.
So reconciliation with who? These bandits or the terrorists? Remember, so they get different pieces.
No.
Okay, with President
Conciliation with the Americans.
Oh, okay. Great.
Americans are saying that they are coming to invade Nigeria, right? You know, the government have to make them know that it is not Nigerian government that is killing the people. Okay? The people killing the people are bandits and terrorists. Boko Haram and Lakurawa, Mahmuda, all these people are the ones that are doing it. And Nigerian government will cooperate with the Americans to locate these guys and wipe them out, because we cannot, continue. They'll tell you kinetic and non-kinetic, de-radicalization, bring them, give them something, give them money. Some even Islamic clerics are going to see them, having an agreement with them. These are criminals and they are killing people. So I think their time is up. And I think Nigeria should get together, as one to fight these people out of us, because I know there's a lot of people in the north who are supporting them and they will not want to let go. But I think the time is up now. If we want the same country, they have to allow this thing to happen.
All right, sir. Okay, I'm just like you talk now. Some of this Western world now gets, especially US, get the impression, say Nigerian government they complicit because of say they no one do anything about them. Maybe because of the radicalization program and all that we see they get. So how do you think it will be possible for the Nigerian government to convince the USA they are trying their best, but maybe their best not just good enough?
You remember when Jonathan was in government, he said that there are Boko Haram sympathizers inside his government, and these guys were there. Although he has recognized this, but he didn't do anything about it, okay? And now we have all these people killing people, and I think this government also know about them, but I think sometimes very high up, very, very influential people are behind it. There are lists of the supporters, of the financiers that government have possession of. And sometimes we don't hear about it. They will not announce it. They will leave it there. They will not prosecute them. And the thing continues. That's why this thing is continuing. But I'm happy that the president has, in fact, changed the service chiefs. And he told them when he was addressing them that go out and take care of this thing, no matter who is involved. And now that we are having America even coming in, I think with a very good cooperation, we can get them technologically and satellite means and all those kind of things. If we cooperate with America, those things, we need to get these bandits and terrorists out of Nigeria.
So make we begin look at some things. I have some videos I'll play you. Now, the reason I want to play this video, now to recall our minds, just like you say these people don't get evidences. Now to call back our mind on the kind of things we say will go even fit, where perhaps then go don't hear, where fit make them get this interpretation. And then what can the Nigerian government possibly do to clear themselves of this kind of thing? Take a listen to this conversation that happened.
Just sit down, watching them to do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals. You cannot talk to them. Give them target. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discovered an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap pictures before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them. Because they have the mercenaries for implementation. You do not have.
You don't hear him. Okay.
You heard it, you know. It's what I was saying.
I know that that's
something
exactly
I'm
what you
saying,
said.
You know, that there are people who are, you know, backing up these things. Jonathan brought out mercenaries, executive outcomes from South Africa. They came in there and within weeks, they just cleared the people. We have Buhari government came into power and disband them and tell them to go away. But meanwhile, the bandits were in the forest there. He didn't tell them to go away. You know, these are the problems. You have to name the people that are causing this problem and then deal with it. Because we continue, oh, now big man, don't mention his name. Oh, this guy, this and that. And then we continue staying in the problem. That is Nigerian problem. We are not ready to solve the problem.
All right, sir. So the reason, another thing I would like to know, there was someone who said, I think he was a retired, I've forgotten his name if I remember. Like, is he Obadiah? There's someone who said that INBI don't work for military intelligence. I mean, with a joint military service. When in notice, say the DSS where you have worked had intelligence list of names of people where they sponsored these bandits. That he was shocked that the DSS indeed has those names, but that he's surprised that the DSS is not bringing these people to book or perhaps doing anything about it. Do you agree with
Precious, me and you don't talk this one before. We don't talk them before. Maybe you don't forget. I remind you. You know, the list came from Dubai.
Apart from that, yes.
Many lists are coming. And when the list comes, they go to government. They go to the Attorney General. The Attorney General will send it to the DSS. The DSS will say, okay, now, do we go and execute this? They'll say, hold on. Sometimes if they go, if you arrest anybody, say, release them because we are looking at it seriously. Why? Because either he's a party member, or he's a big man, or he's somebody that is so influential. He must have sponsored the campaign before, and all kinds of things. So you find out that without the executive telling the DSS to do anything, they cannot go out and do it on their own. I've told you before, even the instrument that set up the DSS says it, you know, and when you look at it, what does DSS mean? Department of State Services. Which department is that? The Department of the Presidency. You get it? So they are part and parcel of the presidency, and they cannot just go out and do whatever they like. It's the same thing with Nnamdi Kanu. And I keep on telling people the other day, Nnamdi Kanu is there. Oh, why is DSS still holding him? Why DSS this? It is the political leadership that will direct any outcome. You understand now? That is what's going on.
I do. Oh, wow. Oh, this is crazy. Now, there are some people who also think that this is a bit of karma for the APC. Make I explain the karma a bit. One,
Yes.
you remember
The American
forgive me, I've forgotten the name. We talk say one, say these bandits then now people's Fulanis they go bring from Sahel.
Yes.
Say Kawu Baraje. Say then go bring them from Sahel to help them to against 2015 election. And of course, you know, there was this American trip to Obama then. In fact, there were people who even said they wanted Jonathan prosecuted for the reason of instability, security instability in Nigeria. This time around, people will be say go do this one. Not be APC, sorry, not be PDP, not be Labour Party, not be opposition party. Now, indigenes of Plateau Benue State, we feel like say that people don't too die, they don't tire. Now, then be part of those who go make this report to US Congress, and then US acting upon it. Now, do you think that this is indeed karma coming a bit early? Especially considering, say, President Bola Tinubu himself was among those who berated President Jonathan badly because of this issue, even called this a Christian genocide.
It is an open information. It's an open source information. In fact, there was this picture where they were in the United States, you know, talking to I think the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Kerry, you know, and of course they were you know against the government of Jonathan, and of course it made what's his name, President Obama, to get involved by sending in certain resources, you know, that helped, you know, the
2015 election, because that's what people thought then.
Election. And then, of course, what Baraje was saying is that they also brought these Fulanis, you know, these Fulanis, and they were there in the forest in Kaduna, you know, and Rufai was taking care of them. All right. And then, of course, the outcome is what everybody was looking at. Jonathan considered the election. And these people were not sent back like they sent back the mercenaries. They were not sent back. And then now they are busy feeling that they cannot go. There was a time they were even giving them money. The government was giving them money, you know, but they refused to go back again. How can you leave a plush, nice area like Nigeria and go back to the desert? It's not possible. So the best thing to do is to wipe them out. But a lot of people, you know, are still thinking that, oh, they are our people. We should talk to them. You know, they are our religion, this and that. But this is it. They are also killing Muslims. So what right do we have, or what justification to keep them, you know, in our country?
Let's go play one of those evidences, and we're coming to another angle to this conversation before we proceed further to more developments concerning it. Now,
and you came just to make sure that they arrest President Jonathan.
I'll say his name here.
Why was he not arrested in Nigeria? Why is
United States?
And you came just to make sure that they arrest President Jonathan. But why was he not arrested in Nigeria? Why is it that America has to do it?
Because he has immunity. And the American government went to arrest Noriega from Nicaragua. So it's easier for them now he's here. So let them just arrest him here. And you know, you can't even arrest a governor in Nigeria. They have immunity. But in America, he has no immunity. And I pray they will arrest him.
And you want him jailed here or take him back to Nigeria to be tried?
Well, I would want him to be jailed anywhere. First of all, to be tried. I would want him to be tried. And if he's found not guilty, he should be acquitted and discharged. But if he's found guilty, I want him to spend the prison time in Kirikiri.
That one, evidence number one. And of course, this interview happened in the United States.
He wanted President Jonathan to be arrested.
Absolutely, yes. He wanted him to be arrested and tried in the United States, but then imprisoned in Kirikiri, Nigeria. We heard that. That's what he wanted. And I mean, he wasn't the only one. A lot of people in present-day PDP, APC, wanted this. So you know now about that campaign at that time. That there was something Femi Falana had also said, and this is very worrisome because between Kawo Baraje and the vice president, Kashim Shettima, there is this accusation and counter-accusation of, now you fund Boko Haram, not be you fund Boko Haram. Now you fund Boko Haram because Kawo Baraje said it's not him, it's Shettima who founded and is sponsoring Boko Haram. He said that there are evidences to that. And then there are other people who are accusing Sheriff Amadou Sharif, I beg your pardon, who are accusing Amadou Sharif himself and saying, no, it is you. But let's take a listen to what the legal luminary Falana had to say about this conversation.
Started the Boko Haram crisis in Borno State. A governor, Modu Ali Sharif, addressed the press 2 days ago and attempted to insult the collective intelligence and memory of Nigerians by denying any links with the dangerous, dreaded Boko Haram sect. I did reply him yesterday, and I'm expecting him to sue me, because he said he wanted to sue an Australian. You don't need to go to Australia. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in the pocket of your Sokoto. I'm ready to join issues with him. Because not only did he sponsor that organization by providing funds for them, in 2003, he had a deal with the Boko Haram sect to get him to win the election. And if he won his re-election, he will compensate the organization. When he won that election, he appointed Alhaji Bugu Foy as the Commissioner for Religious Affairs to implement Sharia in that state. When the man attended the first Executive Council meeting, he discovered that they were all talking about contracts and how to steal money. So he went back to the camp, the Boko Haram camp, and said, where you send me to is Gida Barawi, the house of thieves. I can no longer be part of them. So he was asked to resign. And that was how Foy resigned from the government of Mutu Sharif. So to say that you don't know them is the greatest lie. I was just reminded this morning by somebody from Borno State that
what started Boko Haram. Everybody knows. It was started in Borno by the then Borno governor, Ali Sharif. He is still roaming the streets freely. Yes. When Yusuf was caught alive, who created it? The ECOMOG. Who created the ECOMOG? We have to look at the root cause in order to find a solution. The root cause of that problem, as we know it today, is Ali Sharif. He used them for his own political machinery. He armed them as his political thugs. He even made one of them a commissioner, but they became too powerful. And they had no option but to try an elimination, which was not possible, and which we are all paying for.
With all of these accusations, and especially considering some of these people with the accused still they involved in government today, again, how it would be easy to convince the United States say the government had no day inside all this?
You know, politics is a very complicated game.
Very complicated.
Okay, very complicated game. And
yes, sir.
You know, when Jonathan was there are many things why he cannot come out and say, arrest this man. Okay? Now, Bola Tinubu is there. And remember, when you are campaigning to be president, there are many credits that you collect, you know, debits, and then you have to pay back. And then, of course, when you now take over the place, these people might come, and then one of the things you can do is just to allow them instead of shaming them, because if you shame them, it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, you know. So otherwise, look at people like Ali Sharif, you know, who have done all these things. He's still walking around today, you know, and then nobody wants to talk to him because they felt that he is untouchable. Now, a foreign country is coming to tell us that we know all these people. We know and they know them. And, you know, very soon, if the government and America don't get this thing properly, you know, wrapped up, a lot of all these people, they might start running away from the country.
Sir, it is some people wait up the opinion and say, why will not go United Nations? Why people will report to US Congress? Why is it that a US Congress comes strong past the United Nations over go meet? Or is it that there has been reports to United Nations and nothing happened?
It's not even the United States Congress. It is the president that is now the president of the United States. Because he feels that he is the king of the world. He's the president of all presidents. And he dares anybody to challenge him. You know, anywhere there is war, he will go. The other strong man we have in Russia, you know, he says that his friend Putin. But he goes with him, they shake hands, he tell him what to do, the man tell him, no, you can't do that, I can't do that for you, you know. But he cannot attack that one because he knows what the man can do, you know. But for other smaller countries, he's busy doing whatever he wants to do. He helped Israel to deal with Gaza. You know, he bombed Iran, and nobody said anything. Nobody. He's trying to, you know, shoot people in the Gulf of Mexico and killing some people there. Then at the same time, he wants to change the government in Venezuela. He said he openly says it. He's sending CIA into Venezuela to change the government. You know, so people feel, and you'll be surprised that many people in Nigeria support Trump a lot. I don't know if you know that or not, because
yes, and it's surprising because the government Trump. They expect say make everybody come and support the government. They may not support Trump for this kind of thing. But sadly, if you take a census of Nigerians who they in support of Trump, they even plenty past those way they against. Why?
Exactly.
Why will anybody support that?
You know, because in Nigeria, let me tell you, we looked at this, we tried to research and see why is it that Nigerians who are far away supporting Trump, you know, and they are saying that what we discovered was that actually Nigerians want a strong leader who can take decisions, just like Trump is doing. You know, Nigerians need a leader like that. But we're not getting it because the Nigerian presidents are all playing politics. They are playing politics.
Sir, President Tinubu now one of the strongest leaders we don't get to. You know, see what's in talk. He's saying get the Akpobi to implement laws and policies when nobody don't fit implement.
Yes.
Not only and get the mind to do.
I agree with.
So he's strong now.
I agree with him. Because many people might not like the President Tinubu because of the elections and all the rest. Okay, but I think he's bold to take certain actions in Nigeria that nobody has been able to take. So these are the things that maybe you might classify him as a very strong leader, you know, and you find out that he's doing a lot of things. I don't know whether you observe it or not, but almost all the state governors are trying to decamp to his party. It is only a tough guy that can engineer such a thing, you know. And have you sat back to think why they are doing it? You know, because you find out that either you stay with the strong man or you die as a weakling, you know. So that's what is going on, and these dynamics are coming out. And I really pray for him that he can, you know, handle this situation with America, and solve it. People don't have to go to United Nations or the Congress to report. They go to the strong man to report. And because that's where something can happen.
So, sir, you're saying that it was easier for people to go to the U.S. Congress, to the strong man,
Yes.
instead of going to any other place,
Yes.
because they feel they go get quick answer.
Yes.
I mean, if you can talk to God directly, why go through Jesus Christ?
Well,
If
some
you
people
go-
go to God, some people go to Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Do
Christ.
you remember?
All right,
Do
sir.
you remember when
Okay.
Natasha has a problem?
Yes, I
She
do.
went to United Nations, you know.
Yes, I
So,
know.
you
I
know,
know.
you go to where you think that action can come for you.
Can come for you. Okay, so there are other angles to this. Now, the U.S. Congress consistently, some of the congressmen like Riley Moore, don't consistently talk about the and even Ted Cruz don't talk about the implementation of Sharia law for Nigeria. Like, in fact, one of them even called it barbaric. You know, especially because seen a secular state.
Mhm.
And then others don't consistently cite Muslim tickets for that US where you did, sir. Do you think that the Muslim tickets or the implementation of Sharia law for Nigeria not that much of a big problem we see the US really frown at? We fit follow for waiting make them they take this decision.
There are many things that the Nigerian government is doing that a lot of people outside don't like, you know, and sometimes we say it is politics, okay? We say it is politics, and then, of course, Nigerians are very resilient people. They will overlook it. When the Muslim ticket came, do you remember the kind of noise that it created? A lot of people say, no, we can't do that. We can't. And in fact, we suddenly saw some fake bishops and stuff like that, you know, who were arranged to come. All these things, you know, we have to, one thing I believe strongly is that we have to practice our politics in a honest and open way. We cannot, because of politics, start to do certain things. They come back to haunt us like karma. Okay? So let us do a straightforward thing, believe that this politics is for 4 years and is for all Nigerians. You go there, you do your bit and then go away. And then, of course, another people come and they do. But here, it is turning to something else. It's turning to something else. 2 different presidents have tried to go for third term. You know, you remember? 2 different presidents.
I know of Obasanjo alone. I don't know about any other person. Who else tried? Did Buhari try?
Even of Abacha, they were asking Abacha to go for more, change to civilian and become another president, you know. So these are things, people tend to do all that because they feel that, oh, there's too much money to throw around or to pocket, you know, and they don't think of the country. If all the monies that we're getting from all the natural resources that are available to us, I don't think Saudi Arabia or United Arab Republic, Dubai or Qatar can stand us. You know, we'll be one of the best countries in Africa. And other people look up to us in Africa, but I think we're not doing it. And I think somebody has to reset us one way or the other.
Okay. Now, you don't mention some other issues. Do you think this whole thing is an agenda to Islamize Nigeria? Because that's what some people think.
Some people
have also that.
Some people have it on their agenda. You know.
Oh, so there's an agenda like that going on.
You're asking me. President Obasanjo is still alive. He said it. He said it, and I'm very sure he has more information than myself when he says that there is a plan to Islamize Nigeria. Okay? And there are some people who believe that Nigeria is an Islamic country. You know?
But Nigeria has more Christians than Muslims. So why would they think it's an Islamic country?
It's a secular country.
That's what I'm saying. It's a secular state because apart from Christians and Muslims, we even get other
yes,
other
but
religions.
The government itself, like I keep on saying it, the government itself sometimes creates the problem. If we're a secular country, why should we be paying money to people to go to Hajj or to Christian pilgrimage?
To Jerusalem.
We pay money, government money. They will give them money to go. But we're a secular state. Why are you doing that? Anybody want to go to Jerusalem, let him go. Or those who want to go to Mecca, let them go on their own. But we continue bringing religion into the whole thing. And then, of course, it is a point of division where a lot of people see religion, ethnicity, as part of politics, where they will say, oh, we are Muslim. Like I've told you this before, if there's an appointment in Nigeria today, let's say, okay, just recently, we had the president appoint service chiefs. Immediately somebody is appointed. You know what Nigerians do? They bring out a pen and look at the list. This na Yoruba man. This na Yoruba man. This na Hausa man. This na Igbo. Okay, no South, no South. Do you understand?
But what do you say make us reach that level? Because I feel if you be saying at the politicians' intention now also make us reach that level.
We have divided the country long time ago. It starts immediately after independence, where we brought tribalism into the show. And that started at the Western House of Assembly, and from there, it went to the Eastern House of Assembly, and then, of course, all over the country. So these things are problems we have, and we have to exercise ourselves from them. Otherwise, they live with us.
Okay, so again, if there is that agenda, how you could day easy? Because if that agenda day, and then people they enter inside a Christian-dominated region, kill them, and the people they do this thing now Muslims by religion and all that. This matter go tough for. How you go day easy for our people now? We won't go meet US. Go explain to them. Say no, there's no genocide in Nigeria. How do you explain all this to the United States if we all know
there is no
this?
genocide against Christians because then they kill Muslims too.
Then, but if there is an Islamization agenda and Christians are dying in more number than the Muslims, but if Christians are dying in more number than the Muslims, how do you explain to them that?
Get this.
Okay, sir.
It is not. It is not a group that come together and are executing this. There are different groups pursuing different interests. Okay, the interests of the terrorists is not the interest of the mainstream Northerners or Hausa Fulani. The bandits are foreign Fulanis, but they are different from the Nigerian Fulanis who are seriously against them. You understand? So these different agendas are there. And there are people who feel that, power belongs to, there's a Nigerian state that has a logo. River State is a treasure base of the nation, right? Lagos is excellence.
Center of excellence.
There's a state, I cannot make it up now. There's a state called Born to Rule. Are you aware of that? Find out. There is a state like that in the north. It's called the state of Born to Rule. That's their license plate. So anybody coming to think like that in a federation, I think it's really causing problems. Because you can't be born to rule. Other people are also born to rule. And if somebody comes from somewhere else, they feel that, you are taking over their matter. I can't hear you.
I think you would have been Sokoto, but Sokoto is the seat of caliphate. So I don't know whether they're the same Born to Rule. But
find your book from the studio.
I'll find that and I'll let you know. Definitely will let you know. So the dynamics of this conversation, they get more and more interesting. Especially now where we say part of the European Parliament don't they drum the same thing where we say the US the drum. Canadian government don't put mouth. The what did they call them? The US will be say sorry. The UK when them conquer us, be colonize us. We never really hear them talk about this matter, even though people are thinking that the way thing they happen for Nigeria, no fee happen without the US government's the UK government's knowledge. See, they know about all of this politics where they play out for Nigeria, but not just them. They never just won't talk about them. However, you also the people they talk say, look, Nigeria na secular states. Nigeria not be state where be say go just come tell us what we could do with our country. Right. I don't know how this one will use play out at the end of the day. I won't play you a video where Pastor Wale Adifara say talk for inside that video. Okay, you've seen that. Would you kindly respond to it so that
well I think I agree with him.
The details.
I agree with him because the people that are propagating that narrative that there is Christian genocide is wrong. There's no Christian. That's what Adifara said. You know, that there are no Christian genocide. It's not a Christian genocide. But people are being killed, both Muslims and Christians. But for somebody to come in to say that, you know, he's now going to defend Christians in Nigeria, I think he's taking it too far. You know, because there is, come to think about it, there are other countries where, you know, Palestinians that were in Gaza were killed. Christians. You know, so these things are happening, and you cannot. You just have to look at it and know which side, you know, the person saying it belongs. But the real narrative is there, and the narrative for us to make a better country is also there.
Okay, so make I quickly play that in video. Because of this one where you don't talk repeatedly about no Christian genocide, I could also take a video of a particular evangelist from inside Plateau State so that we go understand everybody, make we carry everybody mind and everybody perspective. So that we'll
I have been a Christian. There have been killings in southern Kaduna, killings on the plateau. There have been riots. Sometimes, I think it was.
Sincere apologies. I think I mistakenly got it off. I'll get it back as
soon
as possible.
There are killings all over the place that have been
exactly. You know, but the places that we mentioned are places where they're predominantly Christians, and Christians die more for those areas.
Yeah, like I said, it's not genocide, but it could have been a systematic killing, you know, where people are either dragging for land or whatever. It's happening. But it's not like when you say genocide,
dragging for land.
You have to get that. Hold on.
I know, sir, but no vex. Make I give a practical example. At least I don't interview some people from some of these areas, and recently they don't give advices. If one of them will join me tomorrow, I didn't want him to join in this conversation. Now, people are in their houses, sleeping at night. People whose predominant occupation are farming, and then they are killed. Some gun blazing young men just enter there, shoot sporadically, burn them in their houses. And all of these people that were killed are Christians. And the people who committed this crime against them are Muslims. And you say it's not targeted at Christians? Same thing happened when they go to their farms. I carry my farm, I farm my farm for my land, where God give me. You carry your own business, cow, come enter my land, come to destroy my crop. If I talk, you kill me. That's what they say, because I'm not there. So you think that it's not systematically looking for trouble, and we call that land tussle.
Trouble, okay?
But do you refer to that as land issue? That's what I want to know.
Land issue, basically.
How will it be land issue? If you're the one coming to my house to encroach on my own property, why will it be land issue? I want to know. If I come your house, sir, if I go your house for Krikasa, go encroach for your own building, you go call a land issue? No. I am deliberately looking for your trouble. And if I talk, I kill you, God forbid.
Now,
are we going to address this as land issue?
Now. If you go to my hometown and, you know, go and look for trouble, and if I resist, you kill me. But
yes, sir.
The reason for you going there is not, let me go and kill a Christian. It's different from, let me go and look for land. And if that person resists, I'll kill him.
But the owner of the land is a Christian.
It doesn't matter. Because
wow,
there are landowners who are most Fulanis that have been killed too. Do you know that? Fulanis who own land.
People will tell you that it's actually northern Hausas that are killed more than
Hausa, Fulani, this and that. You know, when we start to differentiate it, you know, then it becomes confusing. It changes the narrative. The narrative, we know. It's like somebody going to what happened in, was it Anambra State? They go into a church that was fully worshiping, kill everybody.
That happened in a war.
Or war.
That happened in a war.
Or war.
Yes, not just in a war. It has happened in more than 10 places.
Yes, kill everybody.
A war, Plateau states, different areas, they don't happen. They enter church, they kill people.
Yes.
So how do you identify that if not Christian genocide?
There are people. Okay, if you want to call it Christian genocide.
Maybe not the English, maybe not the grammar. Maybe not the grammar now I don't understand.
Call it that because
you know, in a pidgin as a big speaker, I don't understand English.
Let me tell you, as a security professional, I want to move away.
Okay, sir.
From that narrative that, you know, they're eliminating a section. Yes, they're eliminating people, but is it northern or southern? Is it religion, Christian or Muslim? You know, because when you start to put ethnicity into it, like sometimes you see that it becomes confusing too. The Christian might be Nupe people. And the Nupe man will tell you, oh, they are killing Nupe people. Oh. And then another person will say, no, the Nupe people they killed are Christians. You know, so
it depends on the narrative. Okay, so let me take that video from that evangelist.
Okay.
It may be a bit of a long watch, but let's just see how far we can go watching what he said.
Yes, this video.
If my government is denying genocide, what will they say about it? United Nations, European Union, take note. This is the genocide of people that were killed on the fateful day of 7 March 2010. Massacre at Dogona Hawa Plateau State. Names of big victims that were killed. Machineries were brought from Niger Republic. They were brought from Chad. They were brought from Burkina Faso, Senegal. They were hired into the nation. They mix up with those from Maiduguri. That's a Muslim state. Also from Gombe, Muslim state. In fact, the troop into this place, Bauchi, this is the route that they took. By about midnight, they invented this village. We are living peacefully in this Dogona Hawa. These are the victims of massacre. Dabo Bitrus, Chuan Bitrus, John Nash Ren, Ngoyisa Danjuma, all they are under the grave. Karos Nash, Lydia E. Danjuma. See the name, 100 is moving to 66. Ended by Israel Simon, Lydia Bulus Chuang, Da Labi Dung. And look at this place too. Dadung, Dagong Dung, Justina Gyang, Sani, Pam, Victor Pam. To summarize, to go down to 126. Round up with Ungo Titi Guam. We move also to 127. Dan Juma Guam, Victoria Zhang, Tess Crooks. You have been looking for facts. Look at facts. To prove Nigerian government are biggest liar. If they touch them, they will say Muslims are also killed. By who? By Muslim terrorists. After they have eliminated Christian from Katsina, from Zamfara, from Borno, what next? Then the Christian that escaped from the far north, Sokoto, they were able to locate and come back to Plateau State. And they moved down to the south. They escaped their life. Now, the rural villages of Sokoto, Muslim state, Katsina, Muslim state, if you find a Christian, it's in the town, the city, headquarters of the state. That's where there's security. But in the villages, Boko Haram are taking over the villages. Once you're a Christian, you can only be a Christian by serving them as slaves in the local government. Look at what has happened to 189. Look at this monument. It's a memory for what is happening. Chuan S. Dung Gang boat moving down to 252 people. Joseph Johanna. Now let's go back to see the other side of the monument. It continues from 250. Zongdunzi, Chuandi, Jik, Da Jiang Pam Tang, Kumbo Jiang Tang. It moved down to 315. That is Nerat Jong. Move again to 316. Peace John, Ezekiel Pam. It moved down again to 378. That's Paula Joseph Nyam.
Sure.
It shift again from the top. Da Dungyang, Well Davo. It moved down to 401 and 41. Da Gom Elia was among them this. Mandung Christopher, that's 402. Garba Danjuma was among them this. Mandung Christopher, that's 402. Garba Danjuma, he moved down to round up to 501. Apart from this list that are here, there are many. Only vultures that were dragged into those rocks. Women were dragged for raping that day. Come and see what happened. Look at the monument. Now can we say there was no genocide in those places? Children are there. There are two accounts of record. The one that I have here, you can see their list and their ranks in wherever they are. Children were battered. Children, they are among those names. And I have it here, compiled by my father, Reverend Danyam Dung, my brother. We have seen here the name of children and adults. Look at it. Ungola Rababulus, adult. Sandra Bitrus, child. Gabriel Bitrus, child. Ngo Yisa Danjuma, adult. Ngo Laraba Danjuma, adult. Timothy Ezekiel Danjuma, child. Lydia, child. Obadiah, child. And somebody will come out and say, there was no genocide. This God that we serve, under this Muslim ticket, any Christian that will vote Muslim ticket, may God forgive him. May God show him mercy. He has received his number, 66. I cancel my faith to Muslim ticket. Nigeria is for all of us. Nigeria is for both Muslim and Christian. Nigeria have been working on Muslim and Christian, Christian and Muslim. Why now? That is marginalization. That is genocide. In the world of the politics, the Islamic people have genocide us by killing the Christian, becoming a second man in Asoro. And the so-called Christian don't know what is happening. And those kind that came out and said there's not the grave, the death of these people is screaming was among them this God that we serve under this Muslim ticket. Any Christian that will vote Muslim ticket, may God forgive him. May God show him mercy. He has received his number, 66. I cancel my faith to Muslim ticket. Nigeria is for all of us. Nigeria is for both Muslim and Christian. Nigeria have been working on Muslim and Christian, Christian and Muslim. Why now? That is marginalization. That is genocide. In the world of the politics, the Islamic people have genocide us by killing the Christian, becoming a second man in Asoro. And the so-called Christian don't know what is happening. And those kind that came out and said there's not the grave, the death of these people is screaming in heaven. 501 people are here. 501. They are right inside it. 501. Please, and then the Senate are coming. Show them this. My Senate are coming to meet their colleagues. Senate, the screws, take this and present it to them. Is it not genocide? 501 people. And they were able to stand for Hamas and say Israel is committing genocide. What real genocide is in us? Look at the names that are here, there. They are right here in the grave. Dogonahawa. By the power of Jesus, we are coming back for real documentary. And we have done it, and we continue to show the world since Remo Amokari has invited to fact banding. Do you bring the American people to this place for fact finding? Did you bring them to this genocide ground? Remo Amokari, why didn't you bring them to Plateau to come and see this place? Are they not people? All are Christians. And you come out and tell me that there's also genocide. That even Muslims have been to shower down, to wash down, that Christians have been killed. Muslims are also killed. By who? Is it we Christians that were killing the Muslims? No. That's not our portion in faith. We love the Muslim. We care for them. And we are the Muslim. We care for them. And we are ever ready to help them. But yet, they are bent to grab our lands. They are bent to take over our villages. They are bent to take over the state of Plateau State, Benue. They are bent to take over. They have taken over Nasarawa State. And they are bent to take this place. We will fight to finish it. We will defend our land to death. As Adeshina said, why shall he want us to lose our life and land? It's better for us to lose our land so that we should remain. Adeshina, you have never come across. The power of the cross will crush you. During Buhari, you were defending Islam. No problem. We will maintain our land. They removed Christopher because he was trying to bring justice. And the justice was crushing the terrorists. The people, insurgents that were brought from outside the nation. And they start shouting, oh, they are killing Muslims. Anakasha Muslimi, Anakasha Muslimi. Wallahi, Tinubu, Kachire, Christopher Zagamada, Damu. You thought we don't know? They cripple him. He want to act. They will say it's a genocide. Ribado is there as the advisor. Very wicked advisor. An evil advisor. He could not give advice to protect our land. But he's displaying religion agenda. God will fight for us when the time has come. And all Christians are all you, I urge you all over the world. If you don't pray for Christians in Nigeria, be ready to face the judgment. This is what is happening. We are all living under fear caused by some people. May God be with us in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
All right, sir. I'm sorry I took a long time playing that, but I wanted you to understand his perspective so that you can understand where the pinch am. People they chop you up for comment session. Then don't say you don't want to talk truth. Say you don't want this straightforward. You know that how can you be calling all of these things happening not genocide? What better word to explain it if it's not genocide?
Elimination of a whole tribe, you know. But the guy has made.
So if it's a genocide against a tribe, is it not genocide?
The man has made well. Let me not go into diatribe about words and their definition. This is sad, and this is what we are saying. You know, some foreigners come in there, or some people decide to go and eliminate the whole village, including children.
Yes.
You know, this is.
And you heard some of these villages are renamed, and there are people living there.
Of course,
and while the raw owners of the land are in IDP camps, and why will it be so hard for government to fish out those people living there?
These are the people I was telling you that they were burying in mass graves. And the government of the day has shot themselves on the foot by overlooking this kind of thing. You know, I have seen more than 2 or 3 times where this kind of thing will happen. The governor or the president or vice president will go there. They will just make political statements. Oh, we compare, you know, we are sorry, this will never happen again. You know, they will send some relief, they bring some policemen, and then they disappear. And then after a month or so, it happens again. You know, so that's why I'm telling you that as long as we don't want to solve problems like this, a foreign country will come and reset our brain about it, because you don't kill. Look, you know why Americans are very worried? I mean, even if it is one person, they will be very worried. But here, hundreds of people will die, and it is like numbers. The other day, I was hearing, you know, during the Buhari time, you know, pressmen said that 300 people were killed. The government spokesman came out and said, no, it was just 50. So 50 does not mean anything. You understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
These are human beings, and Nigerian lives matters.
matter. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that clarification. So make I quickly remind Nigerians of some things really happen. So we here say the government of Chad don't announce the immediate closure of border with Nigeria, citing security concerns following reports of alleged United States possible military actions to curb Christian genocide. So they don't run come off from our body. They don't close border. Make I not talk too much inside that matter. And people they think say, yeah, that. And then, the aborted trip, we already talked about that. And then there's something that Daniel Boala said, that there is no way the US can invade Nigeria without, first of all, taking permission, in quote, permission from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Is that correct,
It
sir?
does not know what it's talking about.
Hey.
Yes, it doesn't. Do they take permission from Iran before they went and bombed their nuclear facility?
Now, what's in it, Toko? He said he no go
it
fit.
now. I've told you now. He has a right to say whatever he wants to say. But I'm telling you that he does not know what he's talking about, because they are not looking for permission before they go and do something. If that is what he's hanging on to, then I'll tell him to stop it and go and advise the president properly. Because they went into Iran without telling anybody. Even the US Congress was not aware. The next thing is that they bombed their nuclear facility, and that's it. And nothing happened. So you are dealing with a government that, can decide anything. And don't take them for granted. That's why I'm saying that the narrative, we want to talk with President Trump. They should not just go there and tell him that, they were not killing only Muslims, they were only Christians, they were killing Muslims, and this and that. That's why I'm telling you that, you see, they have the data, they have the details of all these things. Even if they don't visit physically, they have, satellite imagery. So we should be ready. When we go there, we should be very, very ready to tell them exactly what is going on. I can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was trying to get calls and I told them it's not yet time for calls. Okay. So very quickly, sir, there are some things other people have said. Somebody like I think lawyer Delivery to me don't talk say abundant evidence. They say the Nigerian government they complicit for the killing of people. So you don't talk. You don't tell Donald Trump say for the concerning the public comments on violence for Nigeria. He say there is abundant evidence that the Nigerian government has been complicit in the alleged ongoing genocide in the country.
Now,
Farotimi say the Nigerian state has allowed genocide and mass atrocities to continue in the country for too long. He said that he did not need an American politician to affirm that. He has been saying for at least a decade now that there is genocide in Nigeria of anywhere at all.
No.
And the Nigerian government has been complicit. In fact, he did say something that Trump should not only act, but also take Nigerian government or politicians to the ICC Hague, made them face justice for what they don't do. I don't know whether that makes sense, but make a
when Delivery to me said that, do you need to look at what that pastor, or was it the bishop who was saying that? That's incontrovertible evidence. Now, what Delivery to me was saying is that Nigerian government might be complicit. You're a government, and the fundamental, thing of government is to take care of the life and property of Nigerian citizens. Now, when you see that kind of thing, the question is, how many people were arrested? How many people were prosecuted? If you didn't arrest anybody and you didn't prosecute anybody, then you're complicit. That's why I'm saying that sometimes government shoots itself on the foot. Because you see this kind of thing, you don't do anything about it, and you allowed it. And it happens again and again and again, Then people in that country, some of them in those villages where I think, are we also Nigerians? Are we, Nigerian government is supposed to take care of us. Now it's not taking care of us. what are we going to do? That's
all right. So Delefra to me is correct by asking that Nigerian politicians or whoever is involved to be taken to the international criminal court.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but the people he's talking to will decide what they want to do.
Okay. All right. He said quite a lot more, but let me just let it rest, and then let's go straight to. I mean, who are Ribadu don't meet with security chiefs? I don't know what's in the outcome of that meeting will be like. But Nigerians
they have to re-strategize. No, they really have
so Nigerians they hope for the best.
Re-strategize. They have to come up with a security plan to take care of this.
Absolutely.
If na bandits have been causing and giving this problem to Nigeria, they should, in that security meeting, decide to go and get all of them out of the country or wipe all of them out. That is the only way that the whole people, even the international community, will say, yes, Nigeria is doing something about this thing. Because you can't leave them there.
His name now.
I can't hear you.
Sheikh Hussani. Oh dear. I said, can you hear me now? I said there are also other angles to the conversation. Sheikh Hussani don't come and come talk. See, may President Tinubu just protect Nigerians, and that's all what we care about. We should secure our country, that we can't be disgraced in this way. Donald Trump, they use threaten us, and there is need for us to be disgraced. But let me digress a little bit. As the Oba of Lagos, Rewan Akiolu, don't insist, say urban renewal initiatives in Lagos must be carried out. This is just reading out for the purpose of my listeners, that urban renewal must be carried out without displacing residents for their ancestral homes. He was talking about the demolitions of different areas for inside Lagos State. He can't accuse someone, and people are wondering if there's trouble in paradise between Oba and the president, because I mean they're supposed to be the same thing. But then I go straight to Shawore issue as the police command.
No, go back first. You like
that conversation.
That thing you've mentioned,
yes, sir,
is very important.
Okay, sir.
People cannot. A friend of mine just called me yesterday. 2 of his houses have been demolished in Oworo, and then no compensation, nothing. People are displaced.
The amount of demolition is alarming. You don't want to know.
So you cannot do that. There are some very well built up places. Where were you when they were building it? Or are you saying you didn't see it until it was completed, then you saw it and you go and demolish it? Sanwo-Olu has been a very good governor, and I hope that some people are not misadvising him. Lagos is a metropolitan area, and a lot of every Nigerian is there, and we expect him to be the governor of everybody there, not just some people.
There's something else he also said, since he mentioned that. He said if people are relocated for developmental purposes, they should be allowed to return to their ancestral communities once renewal projects are completed. Not be because of say they no get money to build fine houses for their own village again, because of say their village downtown city. Now,
Lagos is actually a city.
Yes.
Some of the houses you are seeing are going to be demolished, because look at New York. New York.
What should be the plans for the people who are from there?
They should be relocated.
But they are not relocated. That's the problem, and that's why
they should be relocated. Because you cannot, in the midst of New York now, you see one small hut. One Native American na get them. Now their ancestral home. That it doesn't happen like that. If you are relocating, relocate them. If I know some people even burying their fathers in their houses and stuff like that, relocate the body. You can, exhume and relocate together, but relocate them to a place where they will not be disturbed or that is preserved for people like that.
All right, so let's quickly jumping on what's going on. The brouhaha fracas between Shawari and the Lagos State Police Commanders. Lagos State Police Commander Lagos has declared activist Omoyele Shawari wanted for allegedly planning to incite public disorder and obstruct major roads in the state. Now, the Commissioner of Police, Olohunda Regimo, disclosed this to journalists today, Monday, at the Iyanoworo section of the Third Mainland Bridge because of this demolition issue, by the way. He said the command was closing in on Shawari and others accused of coordinating activities intended to disrupt peace. Shawari should surrender at the nearest police station or face arrest wherever he is found. Anyone attempting to cause disobedience, disturbance, or block our roads will face the full weight of the law. Now, according to Lagos chief, intelligence reports included plans by Shawari and his associates to stage demonstrations at strategic locations, including Third Mainland Bridge, Lekki Toll Gate, and Freedom Park. In support of these people, we say they don't demolish their buildings, and that's exactly why they're declaring him wanted. He'll be security person, and this is a security issue. I don't like that smirk on your face. You just smile like, okay, go ahead.
There is something we have to realize, and that is, yes, people have a right to protest. The people have a right to protest. And sometimes before they were even saying, no, you need a police permit to protest. And then, of course, Femi Falana went to court and, canceled that thing. That you don't. It's a fundamental human right to protest. In fact, the police is supposed to come and let them, guard them so that, according to Nigerian situation, hoodlums used to come in and overtake the protests, use it to now start looting places. The police have a responsibility to maintain law and order, okay? So they should do that, lead them. But blocking the street, a thoroughfare like Third Mainland Bridge, no. Shawari and his people can actually come to Third Mainland Bridge and walk across it. But to block it so that nobody goes anywhere again, then you are causing public nuisance because people have other businesses to carry out. It doesn't make any sense. Even here in the United States, nobody block a street and say nobody is going to anywhere. What they do is that they will even mark out the route of the protests, and police people will be there and direct the protests to follow that route and go where they are going. You don't block it.
All right. Nigerians phone lines are open. It's time to jumping on the conversation. You can call 0817 0294077. That's the number to call. That is 0817 0294077. Or you join the link that is already by the pinned post. The link would bring you straight to the studio to be part of the conversation. I already don't get some people chillax on my backyard. They wait, and while calls, they're also coming in their numbers. And when you call, please kindly just go straight to the point so that we don't keep organic waiting for too long. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Laura, you're welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you.
Good evening to your guest.
Yes, we can hear you.
I just want to make a few points. I've just been listening in the background for days since this whole Trump brouhaha. Number one, there is genocide in Nigeria, and it is predominantly against the Christians. When you speak to Muslims, especially northern Christians on ground, the Muslims that get killed are those moderates who do not agree with the doctrines of the extremists. So many of them get killed. That's one. So that's established. There is Christian genocide. Muslims are being killed, and they tend to be those who do not agree with their extreme doctrine because they are different sects in Islam. The people who are doing these things are radical Islamists. They are not the standard everyday Muslims. But however, what we have seen, unfortunately, is that many Muslims keep quiet. There are very few Muslims who will speak up. People like Aisha Yesufu, when any group of people are killed by terrorists. So kudos to her. Now, in terms of terrorist sponsors, the northern elite, the northern Muslim elite, are complicit in the killing of Christians, because from the killing of Deborah from the killing and the oppression of Southern Christians, we haven't seen them speak. They've tended to keep quiet. But you will see the Sultan of Sokoto will rise up and start speaking anytime, let's close down social media, because why? It is being used to expose the fact that there's Christian genocide. As soon as Trump designates Nigeria a country of concern, you see the Sultan speaks up. And if you look at the history from Usman Danfodio in 1806 or so, is it 1806 or 1906, when they came and they led that the whatever caliphate, when they came and they killed people and they had that massacre, you can trace every sultan, you can trace them from that Danfodio all the way down. That's my belief. Let's put that to one side. I've been watching, and I decided to deliberately keep quiet. I have not said the Sultan is complicit, but I've said that the emirate, the head of the emirate, they seem to have a stake in this thing. We plead with President Trump. We plead with President Trump to publish the names of the sponsors. And there is a way America does targeted killings. They go and they take out the precise strikes. Let me not go ahead of myself quickly. Precious,
Sir?
I've been listening
since
yesterday, day before yesterday. I've listened to Déby Hundeyin, I've listened to different people because I'm no longer on Twitter. Just hearing both sides. Let me not quickly jump to conclusion because no man knows it all. I don't know whether it is true or not.
That was
of what America is coming to do in Nigeria, what they intend to achieve. But two things can be true. Number one, yes, it is established that many countries that America has gone into, that they've left them worse than they met them. So we don't know if there's an ulterior motive. However, there is a perspective I want all of us to take a look at. And that is, in this particular instance, I have a feel that this is Trump throwing red meat at the base, the MAGA base. Predominantly, it has been CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network, who has been pushing this for a long time in America. And little by little, the MAGA base have been picking up. You know that Trump's main base in America, in terms of the MAGA base, there is a strong evangelical base within that factor. And Trump has been trying to shift this Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein released the Epstein files. And the polling on different networks in America has been showing that the MAGA base are keen, they are interested to see how much Trump is complicit in the Epstein file. So Trump has been trying to do different things that will interest the base. And then this came up. Senator Ted Cruz came up, said these things. All the networks, beyond CBN, Fox, all of them said
yes, they're jumping it on it.
Yesterday, I was shocked at the numbers. Like people who have 1.2 Bill Maher, who is not even a Christian. A lot of the commentaries, that's people with 100,000, 200,000 on YouTube, not even networks now, just popular Christian bloggers who were the people who helped to rally the MAGA base for Trump, especially in the southern states. They picked up, in short, there were more American bloggers that I watched yesterday night talking about this massacre than there were Nigerian YouTube channels. So Trump just came and found out, oh my God, this is a table prepared for me in the midst of my enemies. The MAGA base has grabbed this, and Trump is looking for anything to distract from the Epstein, releasing the Epstein files. And this came to him on a platter of gold. Oh my God, he has latched up. See, I don't feel there's much to it. Trump is looking for anything to give the base, to distract from the unemployment numbers, to distract from the Epstein files in America, to distract from the cost of anything that will rally the base, to bring up his numbers again, because he's been falling in his numbers because of so many other things. They've been interviewing people in his base. They've been saying, we're getting tired of Trump. Our farmers are not getting this. He's giving 40 billion to Argentina. That, for me, this is all about the MAGA base. And they have latched onto it. The evangelical base, the Baptist church, black, white, all of them have latched onto this thing. And Trump will bomb, do whatever it. There's one thing Trump does not play with, the MAGA base. And for me, that's the section, that's the perspective I think people have not really shown light on. For me, this is about the MAGA base and distracting them from the Epstein files and building back, shoring his rating again among, because he doesn't care for the other 70 million who didn't vote for him. That's 70-something million, the MAGA base, of which the core is the Christians. That is what Trump is about. And I believe that he will bomb, he will take, and will do. But to a large extent, I don't want to be over-optimistic, but to a large extent, I don't think people should be too worried. If at all it needs to happen, yes, there should be dialogue, it should be spoken to. It needs to be, no need for boots on ground. It needs to be targeted strikes, put out the names. And the way I like Trump, if you listen to one thing that he was saying in his interview yesterday, he said before Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, is coming to make that statement, they've already made the arrangement. 9 out of 10 times, they've already made the arrangement. And I don't see who will stop them from doing it. Because see, this pastor is quiet.
Okay, Laura, I'm sorry for cutting you. You know, there are things that, just like you mentioned too, and I think I saw David also mention that there are questions people are asking. If you think this is because of the Nigerian government's inability to fight insecurity in their country, and you have a thing or you have something on their president, the FBI can come, why not just do what you have to do so that the man will sit up? If now waiting you think, than for you to, you know.
Let me clarify.
So this is all his personal politics. So he's planning to milk the situation.
It's not only personal politics.
It has nothing to do with love for Christians. 1, 2. This has nothing to do with Nigerians. This is all about the MAGA base. There is a strong link that the evangelical churches in America have with the evangelical churches in Nigeria.
Yes.
There is a strong tie. All these people were just like, it's one phone call that Bishop Oyedepo would have talked to Kenneth Copeland. You see that Kenneth Copeland, you see that Southern Belt that voted for Trump from Texas? All those Texas to Kansas, all those Southern Belton states,
and Ted Cruz is from Texas.
You see those people, they don't preach for Nigeria. They have Bishop Oyedepo on speed dial. They have certain people on speed dial. See, I'm not saying it's Bishop Oyedepo that called. I know Bishop Oyedepo has been complaining about Islamic killing in the north because they've lost the number of people from the winners as well. But this has nothing to be about love for Nigeria. It has nothing to be about Christians. Trump has been looking for red meat to throw to the base. And the base does not play with anything. As far as they are concerned, Nigeria is the 4th largest Christian nation on earth. And look, just from January to December, look at the number of preachers that come from America to preach in Nigeria. Look at the number of Nigerians that go to the American churches to preach, all in the evangelical movement. When Trump was being inaugurated, this same evangelical base, now them invite Nathaniel Bassey to come and blow trumpets in Trump's inauguration. They invited Prophet Tomi Arayomi, whom Trump jailed, to come and speak in one of the events preparing. When people were watching events preparing for Trump inauguration, I didn't really participate, but there was this thing that Victory Channel, Kenneth Copeland Channel used to do. They were live. These people have been live. They've been doing regular morning sessions since Trump lost that election 4 years ago. And they continued. They were praying. They were holding meetings. They stayed steadfast for 4 years until Trump won again. So these are the people.
Thank you, Laura. They say you're my bestie. They say you're my bestie, and I let you talk all through.
Don't forget Tomi Arayomi was arrested by Trump.
Okay.
So sorry, by Tinubu. And yet these evangelicals invited him to Trump's inauguration. So Trump will do anything. If his base wants him to plumb the Muslim, there's nothing any of you can say. He will do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome, Tony Chikudi. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, Tony Chikudi, sir.
Precious.
Sir.
I know anytime this your girlfriend call, now the whole day way you take now.
She don't go. She don't go. She not take the whole day. She don't go.
Why not give them the whole hour? Make me tell everyone not to relax. I love listening to her.
Sorry, no vex. So you know what? This is women supporting women. I have very few women calling, and if I get women we calling with the talk sense, make I not listen to them. So what are you doing? I see that how you're ruling, sir.
No, don't get it the other way around. What
Right.
I'm trying to say is that she has a lovely voice, and then bring her on sometime to. I mean, she know a little bit to talk, and then we love hearing the other side of the voice.
Thank you. You see, I'm never don't take lights for your own zone now. Make I take another person in. You see, not be me cause I'm now you never take light to not be me. I did here for you. Hey, Tony Chukudisa Ngwano. Make I bring T White Danjuma inside the building. I got T White Danjuma. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
They laugh
Good
at
evening to you.
and they
Good
see
evening
they
to
set
your
me up. They
guests.
set me up for the comment section.
Good
They set
evening.
me up. After you set
Yes,
me
sir.
up, they laugh.
Now, wow.
Sir?
You know, this your Laura. You know, even though she did speak sense, but you know, you did it very partial when it comes
It's okay. It's okay.
to Laura.
Sometimes you have to Mahmoud Yakubu. Sorry. Sometimes you have to. Sorry. It was a slip of tongue. It was a slip of tongue. It wasn't intentional at all. We have to glitch the situation sometimes.
Okay. I hear you.
Please.
Yes.
Right.
I don't listen to. I listen to our guest there. But I totally disagree with him on maybe na nomenclature, I've been within language, I've been smart. I don't know what they call it, what they call them. You know, this is clearly genocide. I mean, it is genocide. There's no name for it. If you check the definition of genocide, you see clear.
If like say you don't reach on, I will bring on out the definition of genocide
because
so that not the argument at once.
This is something that is targeted, and I've always said that if you want to know what it is, ask the people, the victims who are affected. Ask the third thief. And he said it to the president. When the president tried to say, oh, this is communal, he said, no, it's not.
No, with the kind of number, let me even support you. The kind of number that we saw there, that's clearly genocide. Because if you were just killing 10 people or another 5 people here and there, that's a different
story. But you had said it wasn't genocide, and that's why he was saying what he said.
People, I think the idea was to wipe out the whole village.
Definitely.
You know.
So are you saying, sorry, Tiwa Danjuma, let's get it clear because making it be like they contradict ourselves. Oga Makrisa, you had said there was no Christian genocide. Are you saying there is ethnic or tribal genocide, but not religious genocide? If you have accepted now that there is
one thing, what happened there is a genocide against a village. Because I can tell you, not all of them are Christians.
Most of them were. Some of those Muslim names are Christians. Some of those Muslim names are Christians.
Some of them were not Christians.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Which village in Nigeria will you go and see all of them are Christians?
Okay, sir. No problem.
It's not possible.
No problem, sir.
Okay, sir. But for people to go and clear a whole village, that's genocide.
And not only clearing the village, taking over the village, renaming the village or this community or whatever
to their own.
Yes. And then not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 3 years. And the people have been living in IDP camp for over many years, born in IDP camp. And so when you see this kind of a thing repeatedly going on, even when intel is given, and it was a good thing that you said DSS has been giving intel. Yes, DSS has been giving a lot of intel. What do we do with the intel? They've given to the federal government, they've given to the military. We know all this. And yet, we don't think, it doesn't seem as if the government has been very proactive in dealing, and they have the capacity. Because the Nigerian army has the capacity.
I don't think they were ready to do that because, either the government is complicit, and then because how can in a country where 500 and something people will be killed and you didn't do anything, nobody was arrested, nobody was prosecuted, you just go and allow them to bury the people and then life goes on. No.
Yes.
I think that is something that they have to think again.
Okay, good. Now, the second thing I want to say, in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari, may so rest in peace, went on a state visit to the US. And one of the things that the president, Donald Trump, in his first coming, said to him is, do something about the genocide, the killings in your country. Buhari has come and is gone.
He didn't do anything.
Nothing. And up till now, we don't seem to see, any deliberate, determined, and intentional action by the government to deal with this situation. People just die and it's just all over. It keeps repeating nothing. Now, you are in the US. You know that this kind of a thing cannot be done in America. Never. It can never happen.
It's not possible.
Fine.
It's not possible.
Very good. So it is very, very clear when people begin to point to the government to say they are complicit, like General T.Y. Danjuma has said, then you can only be left with the impression that this is targeted at some people. So my question to you, when you listen to people like the former Governor Orton, you listen to the Tërrørīsts, you listen to Frank Uto, whom has come on this platform, and then you listen to this pastor, Reverend Ezekiel, that just showed us this very pitiful and sad video of people being massacred. And then you listen to Prophet El Buba, who is from the Northeast, and so many of them. You just cannot but come to a conclusion that this is a country that does not value human life. This is a country, the excuse that Muslims are being killed is for me, is nothing. It doesn't justify what is happening. It does not justify it.
It does not.
Yes, and then if you look at our leaders from the north who have seen this thing happen, who would have been able to help deal with this thing, nib it in the bud when it started. And then you look at their pronouncement now, and you are saying that Trump is throwing red meat to people. I find it difficult to understand why anybody would say that kind of a thing. If it takes Trump, if it takes another person to point to us that this thing we're doing is wrong and that it has to be stopped, so be it. Look at them running helter-skelter.
Yes.
Look at what is happening. So for us, it is an opportunity for the government to sit down and look at itself and rejig, if possible, the security apparatus and see how we can tackle this thing, because it's affecting everybody. How can people from outside, as they claim, come to our country and make life so difficult for us, kill people, rape people, take their land, destroy their property, destroy their investments, and we're looking and we say this is a country. It has never happened. You are an intelligence person. Tell me if it has ever happened where a foreign country has threatened Nigeria. It has never happened.
All right, sir. So would you like to respond to that? Because it's very important that you do. And I get follow-up question why I won't ask concerning that. But before then, make I quickly call our attention to the meaning of genocide, which is most likely what is happening. I mean, this one are just out of Google. The legal term genocide refers to certain acts committed with the intent to destroy in whole or parts or in parts a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. So whether it is ethnic genocide or religious genocide, it's been established that indeed there has been some sort of genocide going on in Nigeria. I just wanted to thank you for agreeing. Thank you. I'd be like, I won't give myself crown for you to eventually agree.
It's not that I was, it's a matter of definition.
Okay, sir.
I can even call it pogrom.
Okay.
Look up the meaning of pogrom too. So it depends on, it all boils down to killing. And I don't think my point is still there, that for government to allow that to go on without even arresting anybody or even prosecuting anybody you know, I think it's very bad. That's all.
Okay, so let me let you react to T.Y. Danjuma before I ask my follow-up question and then take more calls.
No, what Danjuma said is very correct. You know, we have to take our lives seriously. We have to, because all lives matters. That's what I'm telling you. You know, over here in the United States, we were driving around the beach, a dead body, and then somebody called the police. They came in there immediately. You saw almost about 5 police cars. They brought examiners, they brought all kinds of people. And I was telling my wife, I said, you see what they've done now? This body, when we just find by the riverside there, they are going to find out who the person is. They'll find out who killed him
and how,
and why he killed him, and they will prosecute him and jail him.
I agree with you. Totally.
And it was not up to 1 week. We got it was on the news. So it is something that we have to start thinking about. Are we practicing democracy? Is the life of our democrat, the people, is it important? And that's what politicians should start thinking about. It's not going to run election and win so that you can carry money and disappear. I don't think that's what most of them are doing.
All right, sir. So this is not the definition of pogrom, just as I said, an organized massacre of a particular ethnic group, in particular that of Jewish people, but I mean particular ethnic group. So that's
exactly
it. Now, I want to ask a question. Something happened during Muhammad Buhari's administration. I have someone on the line, but I needed to, come up with this question before the call. During Muhammad Buhari's administration, I can't remember the exact number of people that the IPOB killed before they were designated and proscribed. If you remember whether they kill people and how many people they kill before their proscription by President Muhammad Buhari, there are a certain group of people for inside this country now, what would they call the headsmen. We don't see them extend their attack from Plateau State to Benue State. They don't reach Ondo State. We don't hear of Kwara State. We don't hear of part of Osun, small problem. We don't hear of Edo State now. We don't hear of Kogi State. We don't hear of Enugu State. In fact, for Delta States, we hear of them. In fact, for even our river states, we don't hear people say they go their farms for Eleme and different places. These people bring their crops to graze in people's farms. I don't know whether you know that Rivers people protested the other day because of their activities. So they are almost everywhere with one mission or one thing they do. They take their cows to people's farms, graze on people's farms. You talk, then vex, kill you, or fight you. They are raping women according to complaints. The other day, Sapele women protest, say enough of the raping of our old and young women. Sapele people protest. So I beg, how much more do they need to do before they'll be proscribed or they should be called to order by the government? Reason I'm asking this, they also be part of the people with the US talk about for inside their complaint. I don't know whether you hear that. So, all right, make her take your response, sir. Is it that the government will keep acting like it doesn't matter? Because the other time government talks, and when they respond to US, they say the Fulani people are part of our envious ethnic diversity.
The thing is simple, okay? The thing is simple. The killings, they cannot prescribe them because they are not an association, but the Fulani headsmen has been classified by this same US
as I think the seventh most dangerous terrorist organization in the world.
Yes, most dangerous terrorist
group in the world. Yes.
Okay,
so they World Terrorism Index as one of the.
But my own problem is General Buhari.
Okay.
May so rest in peace, but I think he created a lot of problems. He created a lot of problems for the country. And because most of these things were happening when he was president, and he just looked the other way. He looked the other way. And of course, his handlers, they were giving one form of, you remember the pastor there shouting about Additional.
Yes.
they were, coming out to tell us different kinds of things. The president doesn't say anything. Instead, they were reading his body language. These are things that, doesn't happen in a democratic society. We have to address these things. And like I told you, this particular thing is a wake-up call for the Nigerian government that all we were doing does not really, because they were doing it with impunity. Nothing will happen. If you worry too much, go to court, nothing is happening. But right now, we have somebody who is coming out to say, something you did this. And then you have to answer.
All right, sir.
Hold you accountable.
All right, sir. Make I take this call. After the call, I get another question I want to ask you. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Madam Precious.
Hi, Daniel. You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. Regarding to what he was saying about this genocide issue, to me, he was saying that there is no Christian genocide. Not that, okay, there is no genocide at all, but we all know that, okay, there is Christian genocide and the agenda is clear. Then again, one question that I will even want to ask him is that, does he think that, okay, the Nigerian government will be able to solve this issue? Because if you ask me, I will tell you that it's not possible for the Nigerian government to solve it totally. Because we all know the way in which if we want to solve this issue, it will even take up to 1 week. It's not going to take up to 1 week. Because everything is already available to solve this issue. It was not last month that I told you that when they surround Toji Bello after killing 5 of his commanders, they gave an order to the military to withdraw. Because of what? Somebody called for the military to withdraw, and that's how they left him. They didn't hold him again. Now, regarding to the issue of Buhari created these people. He brought them in and everything. But at the end of the day, he was not able to control them again. Even when he met Shekau in 2017 before they released the 83 Chibok girls in the evening, or he met Shekau around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And it was 32 soldiers that escorted him there before he now went in with the Boko Haram other members to go and meet Shekau himself. Meanwhile, all other soldiers, except his ADC and 2 other soldiers, escorted him there. Then later, he traveled. Within that month, he traveled for UN meeting. So a lot of all these things, all these big people have hand in it, and they know that, yes, if Tinubu is to solve the issue, he's going to step on toes. And even these new service chiefs, thank God, they are really working now. For the past how many days, they are really working. Even the life of soldiers have been improved in terms of feeding a lot of things. But the government know what and what to match in order to solve this thing, minus the kinetic angle of it. They have to just mention some names.
Okay.
What for public opinion, they know what else to do.
Thank you.
So to me, I really want to know, does he really
think that we have the capacity to handle it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Tinubu or Nigeria have the capacity to handle, should they just allow US to come in and expose everybody?
All right. Thank you. So you hear that one? It shocked you?
Yes, I heard it. And I agree with him, that we can solve the problem if we have the political will.
Do we have the political will? I think that's why he's asking. Do you think?
Yeah, but the political will not come because our political leaders are in protracted agreements and deals that, they cannot come out and say, this is what we should do. Because if they do certain things, they'll be stepping on some people's toes.
Wow.
But it's good. It's good. That's why I'm saying that it's good that a foreign country is trying to deal with us in this thing, and that will reset our brain, whereby, everybody will realize that, look, if we don't do this, we are going to be in trouble. So I think it will give us some results positive results.
All right, sir. So there was something Sam Amadi said. Dr. Sam Amadi is, of course, a public intellectual lawyer and also a policy expert. And let me quickly see if I can play an excerpt of that conversation he had this afternoon with Arise Television. And let's see what you make of it.
Okay, thank you for having me. So quickly, the condition for being classified as country of particular concern is not necessarily that you are guilty of genocide. I mean, claims of genocide have become politicized. We saw with Gaza, we saw with several cases. And so, whereas you might not meet the technical definition of genocide, the criteria in the U.S. International Religious Freedom Act is clear. One, that the country has a structural and systematic violation of the religious freedom of its citizens. And there are incidents of failure of states to protect the religious rights of citizens. So once you meet those criteria, whether it's genocide or not, the U.S. government can prioritize. It's a foreign policy tool to say, we place you on this area, and because of that, we might treat you differently, so, AIDS and all kinds of preferential treatment. But look at it more critically. Nigeria has failed to deal with the issue, very clear structural issues of violation of religious rights. I mean, one of the cardinal points around freedom of religion is that people should never be victimized for religious belief. So when you see people targeted, for example, issues of blasphemy, people are stoned to death in a brutal manner for expressing fair speech because people think it's offend their religion, then the state does nothing. You cannot escape that there's persecution of religious people in that state. I mean, China also falls into this. People forget that the same way Nigeria was classified, China is classified on account of what is being done to a particular Muslim sect in China and across the world. So if I was a foreign policy advisor in the U.S. desk, and I was used to be a foreign policy advisor in Nigeria under Yar'Adua, I would look at the circumstances and I would likely place Nigeria on that list because that's about facts, about how the state has responded to actions against citizens based on religious belief. Look at the killings in the Middle Belt. Communities sacked, Christians. Look at a video of priests, pastors, bishops testifying to how their congregation were killed and the state does not intervene to prosecute, to remedy, to compensate and protect. So that even violates Nigerian obligation under international law, duty to protect. So in many counts, Nigeria is guilty. Maybe not of genocide.
But of other issues.
I think Nigerian leadership is well known for lying against itself. I mean, Nigerian leaders like to prevaricate, deflect, and not address the issue. There's a clear failure of the Nigerian state to deal with what I call it generalizing security, terror by Islamic militants and so on. They have failed to do that. Okay, record under Jonathan, some of these people, high place, were saying attack against Boko Haram is an attack against our faith, on record. And so even when the executive people came to help the country, they said, no, stop killing them. And that's why Hejika was removed, and that's why we have removed several senior officers who are making progress in decimating this group that are alleging are killing more Muslims. So the question is, if these guys are killing more Muslims than Christians, why should a country tolerate? So first is hypocrisy. Second, religion has become a prime instrument of political power. So many Nigerians are more committed, Nigerian leaders more committed to the triumph of religious sect than their country. And that's why the Nigerian leadership continuously fails. So this is an important opportunity that, in spite of Trump's intention, or we don't care about it, tell people in the Middle Belt, all they want is safety. And so since Nigeria has proved very reliably incapable or unwilling, I mean, look at the ragtag people driving motorcycle. Do they look like people who can hold a country like Nigeria with such military for over 8 years, hold us captive? If we can't deal with that, then allow the Marines to come and get them out. You see? So Nigerian government itself should be very clear that they really want to knock off these Islamic terrorists, wherever they're coming from, whether from Senegal or whatever. They need to say, we want to knock them off and not try to say, oh, leave us, we're not doing badly. And then they're saying, oh, America wants to get oil. That's not true. This country has failed itself in dealing with terrorism, and that is more bigger than the question of genocide. Why should a lady be killed for free speech, no persecution?
We saw that happen. We saw that happen. We saw that happen. We saw that happen, Dr. Sam.
All right, sir. So I just wanted you to listen to this.
But that's pressure.
Sir,
Is that not what I've been saying?
You have said it.
Exactly.
You have said it.
You know, the country has failed its citizens. You know, because how can people be dying and you don't do anything? You don't prosecute anybody.
Irrespective of their religion, as a matter of fact.
Of course. You know, so this is the problem. And okay, another country has come to realize it, or they heard about it and they are coming to tell us. If it was Benin Republic that was telling us, we will tell them to get away. But now we have a bigger superpower coming to tell us that, brother, you better answer to this query, or, you know, you shape up. So that's to me, because many people are like, oh, it's our sovereignty.
I was going to come to that conversation. There's a conversation about us being a sovereign state, and that, you know, the government does not have, I mean, waiting with their name.
The thing is this: if you open your door, you open your doors wide, and you know, somebody walks inside, it is your fault. You know, it is your fault.
So
it's just like a woman. It's just like a woman who quarrel with her husband and then pack her things and leave. Before she will come back, another woman is in there, and then, you know, who is she going to blame? She left her home, okay, open for another person to enter.
So she's not supposed to blame anybody for that.
Don't blame anybody.
Okay. Now again, I would like me to re-emphasize them again. One, waiting you think say go happen in the in the coming days. Waiting supposed to be the right thing when Nigerian government supposed to do in the next, you know, couple of days to show, say, indeed we get the commitment and the willingness, including the political will, as you mentioned, to tackle this matter, so that we will stop any further, because nobody wants any nonsense to happen in this country, whether we like it or not. Both the innocent and the guilty will suffer, and when it happens.
Yes, let me tell you. Number one, I heard they are having a security meeting right now.
Yes, please.
In that security meeting, they have to agree that, see, what is the problem? First of all, identify that problem. We have terrorism, we have bandits. Fine. Where are they? We know where they are.
Are we going to mention all these people without mentioning the armed headsmen?
Don't worry now, one by one.
All right, sir.
One by one. You know, look, let me tell you. Some of them, you know why Chad just closed their border?
They know, say the people could escape, they enter their backyard.
People are trying to run out because of what Trump said in faraway America. They believe that he's coming there to deal with that. They are trying to run. So, you know, President Idriss Déby just say, oh, put the tanks there. Nobody's coming in. Okay? Many people will run. So first of all, we tackle the bandits. Because we go down there and wipe them out. They will run. Open some doors for them to run out. Close it. You know, when those ones are cleared out, then those people that are saying that it is headers, farmers stuff, we are going to look for those people who have been killing all these people. We want to see prosecution by next month. Arrest.
Is it not interesting that we've really not actually prosecuted any of these terrorists?
Nobody. Even kidnappers, where they catch, they don't prosecute. And that's our problem in this country. Meanwhile, the president should have town hall meetings with Nigerians, not a written speech you come and read on television. Town hall meetings, reassure people, go to the Southeast, assure them that they are part of Nigeria, because it's a problem. When you disenfranchise them and do one or two things.
Southeasterners are already calling for Trump to help remove us, scatter us.
That is the thing. You find out that people will now be looking for a foreign knight in shining armor to come. You know, so let us put our house together, have meetings with people, and let's agree. So that even the foreigners, when they see that we are doing that kind of thing, you know, they'll say, okay, yes, Christian killers have been prosecuted, other killers have been prosecuted, you know, and we have their names and all those kind of things. So let us be seen doing something.
Okay, so make I quickly go take that video where I tell you about now. This I think earlier in the day, some some northern elites visited Arise Television, and they had a few things to say about this incident, and I'd like you to take a listen to it.
So
I'm
this is
sure
where we are now, but we are also using this period and this occasion, this celebration, to remind the people that we are not dancing and shouting and singing. We are reminding people the difficulties that have been besieging our own region, and to ask people to proffer solutions that we have not thought of until now. As to the question of the American threats, I would personally would have thought the federal government of Nigeria would have established first and foremost, a judicial commission of inquiry in Nigeria so that it could be investigated. Those who have made those claims would have the opportunity to come and put out their evidence. And those who do not think so can also put the evidence so that the world, an open session, could witness that we are checking ourselves first before we rushed out. I would have also thought that those who had made this complaint had gone to the United Nations instead of the United States of America. We are not a colony of the United States. We do not owe the United States any explanation as to how we run our domestic affairs. What we are doing, however, is to make sure that the world understands the true nature of this conflict. There are so many conflicts in Nigeria. You can easily put a picture and emphasize it. But as to this particular, all of us here, because we are Nigerians, we know that is not true. First, we know also in the last 15 years, the conflict in the northeast, Boko Haram, is not targeted to Christians, is not targeted to Muslims. These are insurgents who want to make headlines every day. In doing so, they don't care whether they kill a Muslim or a Christian. But they are operating in a predominantly Muslim area, so their victims are predominantly Muslims. Of course, they are Christian, but for an insurgent, he doesn't care whether he kills a Muslim or a Christian. But like the population, obviously, there are more victims that are Muslims than no. Then you move towards the northwest, which was enjoying quite a peaceful time until this bandits started their operation. Now, we can only propagate to our people how best to protect and safeguard their families, their villages, their communities, while we, at the same time, consistently have been talking to the federal government as to the necessity for them to nip the thing in the bud before it spread. It started like a joke in Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, now Kebbi and Niger is moving. By the time it's now in Katsina, by the time it gets to Kano, which is next to Jigawa, where I come from, Yobe is quite close. So if...
All right, sir. You've heard what he said. Now, a lot of people also react to this conversation, saying deliberately they deflect the narrative we get to do with the fact, say more Christians actually don't die for this conversation. You hear what he said, that if you follow the statistics, it's actually Muslims. And I wonder what the statistics is based on the evidences that are abound so far. But make I take your thought. Now, you think seeing narratives like this, actually they anger some of those congressmen for US based on, because correlate it, waiting them then get as evidences. Make I take your opinion.
You know, let me tell you, I heard this man this morning.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't agree with him. You see, these are the kind of
I didn't want to do away with that. I didn't want to just let that conversation go.
Mindset that is worrying this country. People are coming to say that people were killed. All he can say is that, oh, because that's a normal civil service routine. Let's form a judicial
panel of inquiry. Where they go select people who go come talk, because not every Nigerian will fit
by
talk.
the time they finish that inquiry, that will be the end of the story. How many panel of inquiry have we had in this country?
Even the famous Oputa panel, you don't see the results.
Oputa panel is a different thing, but this kind ones where you hear about, you know, that is suggesting. I know that he knew that it will not go anywhere. That's why he's suggesting it. When I heard him, immediately he said that panel inquiry, I said, forget this man, you know, because these people should be forward-looking. You know, one thing is this, most of them, when this Boko Haram came out, many of them were part of how it started, but it has grown to a level where it is unmanageable and it is moving around, you know. He's mentioned it now. Yobe, Katsina, you know, Jigawa, like that. So I think it is also biting on them. Let us come together, agree. Before, when they started, the chairman of that Arewa Consultative Council, he said that it is better we see ourselves as Nigerians, not as Northerners, You know, if you listen to the whole tape, you know, let's not see ourselves as Northerners, but as Nigerians. Thank God. If we have to see ourselves as Nigerians, we have to sit down and agree to be Nigerians.
Right, thank you so much, sir. I think I have one more thing to talk about. I don't know if I should perhaps just.
I thought we were closing.
All right, we can go ahead and close. It's okay. We can go ahead and close. I don't know whether I don't chop our suya, sir. If you never chop our suya, it'd be like, sir, go order suya, give you main chop. We get one suya. I beg you,
send it through
you
the
did Texas.
Yeah. I'm not in Texas.
See. Well, would they deliver across? I mean, not be we. Who get and they
where?
deliver?
Which restaurant be that? Wazobia or where? Which one? I was in Texas.
You don't call Wazobia. No, not be Wazobia.
I used to live there.
No,
I used to live there.
Not be Wazobia.
Who is doing the suya?
I go play him very soon. He load. Make a play him so that he go see the suya we busy with. They talk about.
I know. In fact, to be very honest with you, we're doing our suya in the house.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Because to get the suya mix, you can do it.
Yes.
You know,
okay, so that's the suya we're talking about, and he's in Texas. He delivers across the United States.
What's the restaurant's name?
His name is Kange Black. He's an individual, and you can call him up on this number. That is 4696-786245. He's in Dallas, I hear, in the United States. So, I mean, anybody if you're in the US, so he delivers free across all the states.
You can't deliver this hot suya now. Come on.
He delivers free across all.
How many days will it get to us?
It will get to you in I think it gets to you in 48 hours in New York. No, but you don't go hot like this. Now just to microwave them. If you microwave, will come back again. All right, so you can order across the United States. He delivers for free. 4696-786245 is the number to call. Thank you so much, sir. So in the coming days, would you look forward to, as you talk, for the president to take proactive steps to stopping this whole thing from happening? And if he doesn't stop, what do you think? Because just like Laura people talk, say for Trump to even don't talk, he already set boots on ground somewhere for corner the wheat on standby.
That guy, see, I am very, very sure Djibouti is ready to deploy because they are not coming from America.
No.
They're in Africa.
Yeah.
The command, the Afro command that is in Djibouti, you know, they're there. They can do whatever is happening on the continent. So, but we pray that we don't get to that level.
Okay.
Let us try and solve the case and then move on.
Okay. All right. And you feel so one of the ways to making progress now for the government being sincere with themselves and not living in denial.
We have to be
based on the things you don't talk.
To answer the question.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so immensely, sir. It's been an awesome moment with you. It's almost 2.5 hours with me. Not be beans. Even if not beans, they don't small. Thank you, sir. You too much. God bless you. Thank you for always coming to my rescue whenever I call you. You just answer me. Your reward day on earth, they heaven. You go receive them for this world.
Don't worry. My reward day for Port Harcourt.
You go there alive. You go continue to there alive to enjoy that reward.
Much.
Thank you so much, sir. And we do sincerely appreciate you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening, sir. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you. All right, Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for always calling in. Thank you for always contributing to the show. And sure to follow us like your village people across all platforms at Precious Enyi TV on Instagram, Precious Enyi TV on Facebook, Precious Enyi TV on TikTok, and on Twitter too, I think so, across all platforms. And in case you never subscribe to this platform, what are you waiting for now? You're not paying money. It's not Go TV. It's not DSTV. Click on the subscription button. Follow us like your village people. We will continue to talk for the growth and development of our nation. And just to let you know, tomorrow I'll be joined by Barrister Frank Uto. He's one of the indigents of Benue State, and now one of those ABC also writes to U.S. Congress for this matter. And he's been speaking very strongly about this conversation. So he joins me tomorrow, 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. about the same time, for us to even, make a talk to Ram, hear what's in the talk, and hear what's in their intention be, moving forward, especially now where US don't finally designate waiting be the way forward. It would be very interesting. And Frank is a very outspoken person, and interviewers delight, I like to call him, and you would really enjoy the conversation. So ensure to tune in tomorrow, right? At the meantime, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you. As you do worry about Nigerian news, also make sure you protect your mental health, because he who worries about Nigerian problem and rests lives to worry another day. So rest as you worry about Nigerian problem. I love you guys. Protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you. Bye.